Chodesh Tov, everybody. I'm so happy to be here with you all. So we're excited for this new month, new moon, new energy. Let's see what we have in store for us this month. And I like to do it the way I like to do, these new moons is I like to start with expressing a little bit about characteristics of the sign of the month. Because as we are in it, we are going to be feeling all this energy, even if we are a completely different sign. And I also like to share with you people of history, people that are known of that sign, because it gives us a little bit of an idea of who they are. And then obviously I'll be going over three main points. I mean, again, we can talk for hours, when we do astrology, Kabbalistic astrology, but three main points of what we can look out for this month. So let's start with the Cancer signs. The Cancer signs, so much to say about them. About every sign. First of all, they are very, very sensitive for good and for not good. They have empathy like there's no other. They feel like home. They feel, very warm. If you go to a house of the Cancer, you're going to feel very homey over there. Usually they love these home-cooked meals, right? To take care of the people that they love. No, even a little bit of question about it. They are also extremely creative, which is interesting. Very creative, the way their mind works, the way they see things. They have the potential to be very successful also, in business, which is very interesting, again, because it's very much a water sign. Now, which means they know how to work hard when needed. Now, with that, obviously, we're always going to be roasting a little bit of the sign because this is the month that we're in. This is how it's going to be. So they tend to be at times a little bit needy, because in the end of the day, all they want is to love and to be loved. And usually they have their Cancer, just like every sign has different tikkuns. The tikkun of the Cancer is mostly around family and around love. And because it's so hard for them to find that, they try to get it, any way that they can. Now, this is just kind of, again, very small details about the sign. Obviously, there's so much more to say about them, so many beautiful things, so many things, tikkun points also, just like every other sign. Now, people of history of that sign. Interesting. It was like I went through it. There's so many names I wanted to write, but I just took a few just so that, we're not going to go over time just naming people. But one of them was Henry VIII. Right? All he wanted was a son. Just think about that, right? Until he got to there. And even then, it didn't work out. We have Julius Caesar, Nelson Mandela, Helen Keller, Princess Diana, right? The amount of sharing that she did. Elon Musk, interestingly enough, George Michael, Frida Kahlo, and there's like lists and lists of people very well known, very interesting of that sign, right? It really gives us an image of who they are. Now, going into this month specifically, as you may know, every month there is a different energy that comes in, and there's a chart that we take out, us Kabbalistic astrologers. And every year the chart looks different, even though we're in this month, because we have different energy. The planets are moving in different ways. And this month, I really took three main points, but I have to say they're very important points. As you see, everything that's happening, it's very much unknown. There's a war, there's not a war. Who's affected, who's not affected, what's going on around here. And this month, there are so many hard aspects between different hard planets, I should say. Which means it's our opportunity to, first of all, when it comes to anger, arguments, confrontations, fights, this month is so not the month to get into it. And what do I mean by that? First of all, do not only we're going to be feeling extra sensitive, emotions are high, there is a lot of tension in our bodies and in our minds, and the way that we're feeling in the universe, any way that you want, there's a lot of tension. This month is not about listening necessarily to only our feelings. It's about to be a little bit more logical than we want to be, especially in this month. Remember that once we create any kind of ripple anywhere, it affects many things. So if by mistake you get angry at a very close family member, at a partner, at a business partner, romantic partner. It doesn't matter who. Suddenly you get angry, you say things, or you get upset and things come up. You can, like the ball is in motion, you cannot take it back. And this is going to have lasting effects with this month's chart. Meaning specifically this month, anything that you do is going to have lasting effects. So you want to make sure that you're very careful in what you say, in what you do, and what you put out there. Because it will have a lasting effect. And this is, again, it's interesting that, obviously it's not interesting, there's no coincidences that it's happening this month, because it's sharing with us that we have the power to make a difference in the unknown that is happening right now, because it's a lot of unknowns, I can tell you, even with the chart. So again, be very mindful and breathe. Proactive formula, everybody. Don't forget it. Kabbalah 1, right? It's there. This is the month to really use it. And really, you're going to feel a lot of things. You'll see what comes out. Think about that. The second very big point of this month is there is beautiful planets. We have Jupiter conjuncting the Sun and the Moon in Cancer in the 5th house. It's the month to create, in big letters, exclamation point. Create, create, create. Creativity. What can you bring into this world? How can you expand your mind? How can you grow? And the growing comes with growing pains. Don't forget, it's never for free. But this month, expand yourself. These planets together in a Cancer sign is beautiful for having the most amount of expansion, whether it's physically, right, spiritually, or as a person, or even in your work, right? So let your creative mind wander. Create, even if it's as a side thing, doesn't matter what it is, but bring things into this world. It's a great and important month to do this. Again, everything has a ripple effect. So if you're going to create, even if it's something so small that you haven't done before, you're going to let your mind kind of wander free, remember that it's out in the universe, this energy, and it can help us, definitely help us with everything that we need help with right now. Okay, so create, create, create. And a third point, which is an interesting point as well, again, it's to do with the specific aspects and planets that are sitting in this chart, which is just, again, this chart is just, have to say, interesting. Hard aspect, there's just a lot going on, right? And obviously in Kabbalistic astrology, we take the good. What can we do? We're not here about looking at the bad and being scared or whatever it is. That's not the way that we roll. And this month, I would like you to think about fears. It's such a huge topic, and I'm not going to get into it today. We don't have so much time. But what I am going to share about fears, take one fear that you choose to overcome in this month. Push yourself in this uncomfortable of the unknown. Whether it's in your career, in things that you wanted to do, things that you wanted to say, things you wanted to create, or with yourself, fear about who you are as a personality, maybe you're not good enough. Whatever fear you have, and we all have them. Too many charts, this also shows very clearly in your chart. This month, the more that you're going to overcome even just one fear, which means overcoming it doesn't mean that you're not going to have fear anymore. It means that you're going to be doing things even though you have fear. You're not going to let the fear win. The more you're going to do this, you're going to first of all feel like a kind of healing energy around you. You're going to feel like something can relax for a second, because you jumped into the deep end without knowing what to expect, and you will see miracles from this one thing, one small thing. And don't forget, this one small thing, as I keep mentioning, because it's a big deal, is going to affect the whole. One fear, I'm not asking for too much, that you're going to somehow overcome. And I don't want it to be, it can be small, I don't want it to be too small, but any fear, right? That you're going to push yourself, you're going to go into that uncomfortable space, you're going to jump in the deep end, and you're going to say, I know I have this fear, but I'm going to do it anyways. Let me understand this fear a little bit better, and let me see how I can overcome it as much as I can. Or I'm not going to sit here and tell you can just get rid of it. It doesn't work this way. So I would like to just again say that this is a very important month with very, very important tasks that I, shared with you if you want to do, right? So you don't have to do anything, but it's really to set our intentions for what's to come and what we can do to make a difference in our life and in the world. Chodesh Tov, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here.